Lion, king of beasts, facts and myths. If we had to choose an animal that mankind, from ancient times to the present, has unanimously honored as a symbol of strength and power, that name would certainly be the lion. People call it the lord of the prairie, king of all beasts. Its roar can shake the air. Its mane is likened to a crown bestowed by nature. Its gait exudes a rare majesty. In this journey, we will explore from the scientific facts about the body, behavior, and herd life of the lion, to the myths and symbols that humans have attached to it throughout thousands of years of history. This story is both a zoological study and a history of human culture, in which reality and fantasy blend together to create the immortal image of the king of nature. Why is the lion called king of beasts? Since the dawn of civilization, humans have observed nature and given the most powerful wild animals symbolic titles. In the world of large animals in Africa and Asia, many species have extraordinary strength: elephants with huge muscles, rhinos with powerful horns, crocodiles with steel teeth, tigers with solitary muscles. But only the lion is entitled king of beasts. The reason comes not only from physical strength, but also from the special form. The male lion with a golden mane like a halo makes it look like a king wearing a natural crown. The roar echoes for dozens of kilometers, making any creature within that radius worry. And most importantly, lions do not live alone like tigers, but according to a clearly hierarchical herd society. The image of a leading male, working together with a group of females to hunt and raise their young, like a miniature kingdom, immediately reminded humans of the power structure in ancient human society. However, it must be clarified that the title King of the Beasts is a cultural myth, not a scientific concept. In nature, adult elephants or rhinos have no rivals. A solitary tiger, sometimes bigger and stronger than a lion, and a crocodile can kill a lion when it is careless. But people do not judge by who is the strongest, but by the image and emotions that the animal evokes. Therefore, the lion has become a symbolic king, instead of the absolute strongest. The lion's scientific name is Panthera leo, belonging to the Felidae family, Panthera genus, the same genus as tigers, leopards, snow leopards and jaguars. In the Felidae family, only the Panthera genus has the ability to roar thanks to its special larynx structure. The lion is the second largest cat after the tiger. Adult males weigh 150 to 250 kilograms and are 2.5 to 3.3 meters long including the tail. Females are smaller, weighing around 120 to 180 kilograms. The average lifespan in the wild is 10 to 14 years, while in captivity they can live up to 20 years. The most prominent feature of a male lion is its mane, a unique phenomenon in the cat family. The thicker and darker the mane, the more healthy and testosterone-rich the male is, and therefore more attractive to the female lion. The mane also acts as a natural armor to protect the neck during combat. Lions have a roar that can be heard up to 8 to 10 kilometers away, one of the most powerful sounds in the terrestrial animal world. Roaring is used to declare territory, call the pack when dispersing, disturbing intruders or rivals. Research shows that the structure of the lion's larynx allows the vocal cords to vibrate widely and slowly, creating a deep, far-reaching sound, different from the hissing of tigers or leopards. Lions are the only species in the cat family that live in social prides. A pride typically consists of 10 to 20 individuals, sometimes up to 30, to main members or related female lions and their cubs, and a small group of male lions, usually 1 to 3, who exercise control. Female lions are the main predators, often working in groups to take down large prey. Male lions, mainly responsible for protecting their territory and pride from predators such as hyenas, leopards, or other male lions. Cubs, cared for by the entire pride, suckling milk from different females in the group. This social structure is reminiscent of a kingdom with kings and their subjects, further reinforcing the title King of the Beasts. Lions are opportunistic predators, targeting a wide range of prey: antelope, zebra, buffalo, even baby elephants or giraffes. Their success rate in hunting is only about 20 to 30%, so they often compete for carrion or steal prey from hyenas and leopards. Hunting in groups is a particular advantage. Lionesses assign positions, some ambush, some chase, been attacked together to bring down large prey. Despite being at the top of the food chain, lions are not invincible. Their cubs are often killed by hyenas, leopards, eagles, or even strange male lions. Crocodiles are also dangerous predators when lions drink water. In particular, fights between males for control of the prey often result in heavy casualties. Humans have depicted lions since prehistoric times. Paintings in Chavette, France, more than 30,000 years old, show that lions were observed and revered by our ancestors. In Egyptian civilization, lions symbolize the power of the sun, war, and protection. The goddess Sekhmet, a human with a lion's head, was considered the embodiment of the heat of the sun, both destructive and healing. Pharaohs often place statues of lions to show their power. In Assyrian reliefs, the king hunting lions, his chariot, is the ultimate symbol of power. The Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest literary work, also depicts the hero Gilgamesh holding a lion like a small animal, a metaphor for unparalleled strength. Lions have a special place in Buddhism and Hinduism. The Buddha is called the Lion of the Shakyas, and his teachings are likened to the roar of a lion. The national emblem of India today, the Sarnath pillar, has four lions facing away from each other, symbolizing strength and truth. Although the tiger is considered the king of the jungle in Chinese culture, the lion still holds an important position as an exotic mascot. Stone lion statues in front of palaces and temples represent majesty and protection. The lion dance, essentially a lion dance, has become a major part of festivals, symbolizing good luck and warding off evil. In Greek mythology, the immortal Nemean lion was Heracles' first opponent in the 12 labors. The Nemean lion skin became the hero's cloak of immortality. The Romans brought lions into the Colosseum, where they fought gladiators and other animals for entertainment and to demonstrate the power of the empire. Few animals have been included in human religion as frequently as the lion. It is not only a symbol of physical strength, but also represents spiritual and metaphysical values, sometimes beyond its animal form. In Buddhism, the lion appears as a symbol of nobility and truth. The Buddha is referred to as the lion of the Shakya clan Shakyasimha. His sermons are called the lion's roar because they are resounding, powerful, and overshadow all false views. Statues of the Buddha are often placed on lion pedestals as a way of affirming that the Buddha's teachings shine forth majestically like a king among all creatures. In Christianity, the lion has a double meaning. It symbolizes Christ and is also associated with the devil. In the Bible, it says, "Your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about, seeking whom he may devour." 1 Peter 5-8. However, the lion is also used as an image of divine power and resurrection. In Christian iconography, Saint Mark is associated with the image of a winged lion, symbolizing courage and steadfastness. In Hinduism, Vishnu has a special incarnation, Narasimha, half man, half lion, the embodiment of justice and divine power, destroying the evil demon Hiranyakashipu. The image of Narasimha is a clear demonstration of the lion being honored as a symbol of protection and justice. In many African cultures, where lions are present in daily life, they are considered the ancestors or guardian spirits of the tribe. Some tribes believe that the spirit of the chief will enter the form of a lion to protect the villagers after death. This shows that the image of the king is not only an ancient symbol, but also present in daily spiritual beliefs. As kingdoms and states were formed, the lion quickly became a symbol of political power. Medieval Europe, lions were incorporated into the coats of arms of many noble families. The most famous are the 3 lions on the coat of arms of England, which originated during the reign of Richard I, the king known as Richard the Lionheart. Modern states, more than 20 countries today use the lion in their coats of arms or flags. For example, Sri Lanka has a flag with a lion holding a sword. Belgium and Luxembourg have lions in their coats of arms. Singapore is known as the Lion City Singapura. Politics and military. In many armies, the lion appears on the coat of arms, symbolizing courage and indomitable spirit. Special feature, whether in Europe, Asia, or Africa, the lion has always been associated with ultimate political power, regardless of whether it is truly unrivaled in nature or not. When an animal is highly glorified in culture, myths and misunderstandings inevitably arise. Lions are no exception. In many stories, lions are portrayed as invincible predators. But in reality, their success rate is only about 20 to 30%. They often have to scavenge or steal prey from hyenas and leopards. This does not make lions weak, but reflects a smart survival strategy, expending less energy, maximizing their chances of survival. In many people's imagination, the male lion is the one who charges forward and the female stays in the background. The truth is the opposite. The female lion is the main predator, working in sophisticated cooperation to bring down large prey. The male only gets involved when necessary, such as hunting baby elephants or buffalo, where sheer physical strength is needed. In fact, in many cases, hyenas can intimidate lions with their numbers. A pack of 20 to 30 hyenas can steal a lion's kill, even kill it. Tigers, in a one-on-one scenario, often have the upper hand due to their large size and superior muscle power. This suggests that the title King of the Beasts is more of a mental and symbolic one than an absolute truth. In movies, we often see a pride of lions that stays together. But in reality, dominant males usually only lead a pride for 2 to 3 years. When challenged and defeated by younger males, they lose their power, and the entire pride may be killed by the new male to gain reproductive rights. This is a brutal part of the lion's life cycle, far from the image of the eternal king. No big cat has had as much influence in modern popular culture as the lion. In Aesop's fables, the lion often appears as a central character, sometimes a just king, sometimes arrogant and greedy. In Andersen's fairy tales and many other folk tales, the lion is often personified, given a human character. It is impossible not to mention Disney's The Lion King. This film has made the lion a global cultural icon, telling the story of maturity, responsibility and power through the journey of Simba. In addition, the lion also frequently appears in documentaries of BBC, National Geographic, where it is portrayed as the king of the savannah, struggling to survive in the harsh nature. In contemporary art, the lion appears in Broadway musicals, movie studio logos such as Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, MGM with its roaring lion, and in countless commercial symbols. This proves that, despite entering the technological age, the appeal of the Lion King has never diminished. When studying lions, one cannot stop at culture or biology, but must look at the conservation status. Current distribution. Lions were once present throughout Africa, Europe, Asia, and even the Americas in prehistoric times. Today, they are only found in sub-Saharan Africa and a small population of about 600 in India Gir National Park. Threats. Lions are threatened by habitat loss, conflict with humans, and hunting. Over the past 50 years, the African lion population has declined by more than 40%. Conservation. Many large reserves such as the Serengeti Tanzania and the Masai Mara Kenya have become the last strongholds of the species. However, tourism, land exploitation, and climate change continue to put enormous pressure on them. The harsh truth: the title King of the Beasts does not save the lion from being pushed to the brink of extinction. This is the biggest paradox in the story between myth and reality. The lion in evolution, biology and behavior, uncovering the secrets of Africa's largest cat. If in the previous section we saw the image of the lion associated with culture, myth and symbol of power in human history, in this section, we will delve deeper into the scientific aspect, where evolutionary, genetic, biological and behavioral data help us to see more clearly the king of beasts in an objective light. On the one hand, the lion is a symbol, a meaning. On the other hand, it is still a specific animal species with complex biological characteristics and characteristic behaviors that have evolved over millions of years. The lion Panthera leo belongs to the family Felidae, in the genus Panthera, along with the tiger Panthera tigris, the jaguar Panthera onca, and the leopard Panthera pardus. The common ancestor of these big cats is believed to have appeared about 2 million years ago in Asia. Ancient lions were once widely distributed from Africa, Europe, Asia to the Americas. The cave lion Panthera leospelea, one of the ancient subspecies, lived in Europe and Siberia during the Ice Age, famous for prehistoric cave paintings. They were huge, weighing up to 400 kilograms, and were fearsome predators of the Ice Age. There was also the American lion Panthera atrox, which once existed in North and South America, and is considered one of the largest cats ever to have lived on Earth. Over time, Climate change and competition for survival have reduced the lion's range. Today, they exist mainly in sub-Saharan Africa and a small population in Indian lion, Panthera leopersica, in the Gir forest. The lion is the second largest cat in the world, after the tiger, with an average weight of 150 to 250 kilograms in males and 110 to 180 kilograms in females. The body length is about 2.4 to 3.3 meters, not including the 60 to 100 centimeters long tail. The most recognizable feature of the lion is the mane in males. This is a clear sex-distinguishing factor and also a symbol of strength. The mane is not only an aesthetic feature, it also has a biological role. A thick and dark mane indicates high testosterone levels, good health, and strong fertility. It also serves to protect the neck and head during fights with enemies or other males. In addition, the mane is also a visual signal that helps females choose a mate. Lions' coats range in color from light yellow to golden brown, depending on their habitat. Some rare white individuals, often called white lions, are actually caused by a recessive gene that causes leucism, not albinism. These individuals are extremely rare in the wild, and are usually only found in South Africa. Unlike most big cats, which are solitary, lions live in prides. A pride typically consists of 10 to 20 individuals, consisting of one or more adult males, usually 1 to 4. Several closely related females, lion cubs. Females typically remain with the pride for life, while males are chased away when they reach adulthood, forced to find their own territory and female pride. The change of dominant males is frequent, often accompanied by fierce fighting. When new males take over the pride, they may kill unweaned lion cubs so that the females can quickly return to estrus, ready to breed with the new ruler. In prides, female lions play the primary hunting role. They work together in groups to take down large prey, from zebras to antelopes to buffalo. Male lions often join in when they need to take down large prey, or when defending the pride from other predators such as hyenas. Lions are apex predators, with no significant natural predators other than humans. They hunt mainly at night or early in the morning, using the darkness to approach their prey. Hunting tactics are often based on group coordination. Lionesses form a circle. The lead lion chases the prey into the direction of the others who are lying in wait. Collective strength. A group of lionesses can take down buffalo or even giraffes, prey much larger than a single lion. Weak point attack usually targets the neck or nose, using jaw strength to suffocate the airway. Interestingly, lions are adapted to hunting in a wide range of habitats, from arid savannas to semi-deserts. Some populations even hunt crocodiles, or in times of scarcity, they can scavenge. Lions are the loudest big cats. Their roars can be heard up to 8 kilometers away, thanks to the special structure of their larynx. Roaring has many purposes: to find territory, warn rivals, communicate between members of the pride, show authority and strength. In addition to roaring, lions use many other ways of communication: head rubbing, fur licking, body gestures, and even scent to establish relationships within the pride. The female lion has a gestation period of about 110 days, usually giving birth to 2 for cubs in a hidden den. The cubs are born blind, weighing about 1.5 kilograms, and are vulnerable to predators. The mortality rate of lion cubs in the first year can be as high as 50%. At around 6 to 8 weeks of age, lion cubs are brought into the pride. They are raised together by the females in the pride, a phenomenon called cooperative parenting that is quite unique to cats. The cubs will suckle not only from their mother but also from other females in the pride. Male lions reach maturity at 3 to 4 years of age, but usually do not have the opportunity to take over a pride until they are 5 to 6 years old. A male's reign is usually short, only about 2 to 4 years, as he is eventually challenged by younger males. The average lifespan of lions in the wild is 10 to 15 years. In captivity, they can live to over 20 years. In the wild, lions act as regulators of herbivore populations. By hunting, they help maintain ecological balance, avoiding antelope or zebra population explosions that lead to grassland degradation. In addition, the presence of lions is also an ecological indicator. Wherever lions still live, the ecosystem is still healthy. diverse and not completely encroached by humans. Through the above biological and behavioral data, we can clearly see that the lion is not only a symbol in the human imagination, but also a creature with a complex social organization system, high adaptability and an essential role in the ecosystem. It is the combination of biological and cultural factors that has turned the lion into the king not only of all species, but also of the symbol of humanity. If biology and behavior help us understand lions from a scientific perspective, culture, mythology, art opens up another world where the lion is not just an animal, but an image, a power, a symbol of authority and courage. From Africa to Europe, from Asia to America, the lion's mark appears in countless legends, religious stories, works of art, and even political symbols. It can be said that there are few animals that are both clearly present in natural life and capture the human imagination as strongly as the lion. In ancient Greek mythology, lions were one of the creatures associated with supernatural power. The most famous image was the Nemean lion, a monster whose skin could not be pierced by conventional weapons. It terrorized the land of Nemea until Heracles, the greatest Greek hero, was tasked with slaying it as the first of his 12 immortal labors. Heracles wrestled with the beast, eventually strangling it to death, then using its own claws to flay its skin. From then on, Heracles wore the lion's skin as armor, becoming a symbol of unparalleled strength. The image has been etched into the human imagination. The lion is the greatest challenge, and the one who overcomes it is the greatest hero. In Roman mythology, the lion is associated with the goddess Cybele, Mother Earth, who often appears sitting on a chariot pulled by a pair of lions, symbolizing the power of wild nature being tamed. This shows that, in addition to its destructive power, the lion is also a symbol of nurturing and protective power. The lion is also mentioned many times in the Bible. In the Old Testament, it often symbolizes strength and dominion. The lion of the tribe of Judah becomes a symbol of royal power. But at the same time, the lion also carries a warning meaning, as in the letter of Peter. The devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. This reflects a duality. The lion is both a virtue of courage and a threat to be wary. In the East, the lion may not appear in its natural environment except in India, but it has a profound influence in symbolism and art. In India, the lion is a symbol associated with Buddhism and Hinduism. In Buddhism, the Buddha is called the lion of the Sakya clan, and his preaching is likened to the lion's roar, resounding, powerful, and irresistible. The Sarnath pillar, one of the most famous pillars of the Ashoka era, features four lions standing back to back and has become the national emblem of modern India. In China, lions are not native, but since cultural exchanges with India and Central Asia, the image of lions has been strongly accepted. Stone lions are placed in front of palaces, tombs, and temples, symbolizing the power of protection and warding off evil spirits. Paizu and stone lions have become an indispensable part of traditional Chinese art and architecture. The Lion Dance Festival, a form of folk art, also originated from the image of the lion, symbolizing joy, luck and prosperity. In Japan and Korea, this influence is also present in the Komainu statues, guardian lions placed at the gates of Shinto or Buddhist shrines, with one mouth open and one mouth closed down, representing the beginning and end of all things. In Vietnam, the image of the lion appeared frequently in the fine arts of the Le Tran dynasties, often carved on stone steles, worship statues, and in religious buildings. The lion in Vietnamese culture has a more gentle color than in the West. It symbolizes not only strength but also majesty, protecting Buddhism. It is no coincidence that many countries, royal families, and even famous football clubs have chosen the lion as their symbol. The lion appears on the coats of arms of England, the Netherlands, Sri Lanka, India, Ethiopia, etc. Each country has assigned it a different meaning, but they all share the same spirit: bravery, authority, and indomitability. In medieval Europe, the lion was considered the king of beasts, appearing frequently on coats of arms, armor, and standards of noble families. A lion rampant or a lion passant were familiar images in heraldry. It was believed that the lion was associated with the qualities of knighthood, courage, honor, and indomitable spirit. In Africa, especially in Ethiopia, the lion also has special political and religious significance. The Lion of Judah is the symbol of the Haile Selassie dynasty and the later Rastafari movement. It is associated with the belief in the succession of kingship from the line of King Solomon. In the visual arts, sculptures, and paintings, lions are always an attractive subject. From ancient Egyptian stone statues, Chinese stone lion statues, to paintings by famous European artists, lions are always present as symbols of strength and power. In literature, the lion appears in countless works, from Aesop's fables The Lion and the Mouse to epic poems and modern novels. In Saint-Exupéry's A Little Prince, the lion does not appear directly, but its spirit is hidden in the dialogue about strength and responsibility. In children's literature, the image of Aslan in the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis is a clear example. A lion is not only an animal, but also a sacred image, carrying divine meaning, leading the character to light and truth. In modern life, cinema has contributed to making the lion a popular global symbol. Disney's animated film, The Lion King, has engraved the image of the lion in the minds of many generations, associated with the story of adulthood, fatherhood, and the cycle of life. The scene of lion cub Simba roaring on the cliff, inheriting the throne from his father, has become one of the most powerful cinematic symbols of succession and power. In sports, many football teams and national teams choose lions as their mascots or nicknames. For example, the England team is called the Three Lions, while Cameroon is nicknamed the Indomitable Lions. This reflects the belief that lions are not just animals, but also a fighting spirit and national pride. Through all these examples, we see that the lion has gone far beyond biology. It has become a cross-cultural symbol, with diverse meanings, with common core points. Strength and power. The lion represents the ruler, the royal family, and the divine. Courage and pride. The lion is the image of the warrior, the knight, the indomitable spirit. Protection and spirituality. Lions in Buddhism, Hinduism, and East Asian art are all associated with the role of protection and warding off evil. Two sides of good and evil. In the Bible, the lion is both an image of God giving strength and an image of the lurking devil. Because of this multifaceted nature, the lion has become a vivid and flexible symbol, engraved by humanity for thousands of years. It is present not only in nature, but also in human imagination, spirituality, and politics. If in nature, the lion is the apex predator, playing a role in balancing the ecosystem and symbolizing biological power, then in the spiritual life of mankind, the lion also holds a special position, being both a symbol, a legendary character, and an endless source of inspiration for art. From ancient carvings, oral epics, to modern cinema, the image of the lion has always been present as a hero that transcends the boundaries of ordinary animals, becoming a global cultural factor. Ancient Egypt was one of the first civilizations to incorporate lions into religion and art. The Egyptians saw lions as the embodiment of the sun's power, destruction, but also protection. The goddess Sekhmet, one of the most powerful and feared Egyptian deities, was depicted with the body of a woman but the head of a lioness. Sekhmet was the goddess of war and destruction, who could bring disease, but also healing. This reflects how the Egyptians viewed the power of the lion, both terrifying and necessary to maintain cosmic order. Lions also appear in reliefs and paintings in many temples and tombs. The Egyptians also trained lions to participate in religious ceremonies and even to accompany the pharaohs in battle, considering them a symbol of supreme authority. In Mesopotamia, lions were associated with kings. Famous reliefs from the city of Nineveh, Syria show scenes of royal lion hunts, where the king stood on a chariot, shooting arrows at lions. This was not only a pastime, but also a symbolic ritual. The king's killing of the most powerful beast meant that he conquered chaos and protected order for his people. In India, the lion has a profound religious and philosophical significance. The image of the lion of Dharma appears in many Buddhist symbols, especially on the stone pillars of King Ashoka 3rd century BC. The lion symbolizes the power of the teachings. The lion's roar is likened to the echo of truth spreading everywhere. Even in Hinduism, the god Vishnu has a lion incarnation Narasimha, half human, half lion, representing the divine power to destroy evil. In Greek mythology, the Nemean lion is famous for its impenetrable skin. It was the first challenge, the 12 labors of Heracles Hercules. The image of Heracles wrestling and finally killing the Nemean lion became a typical symbol of the battle between man and nature, and at the same time affirmed the hero's superhuman strength. After killing Nemean, Heracles wore the lion's skin as a trophy and a symbol of invincibility. The Romans later adopted the image of the lion from Greece, but also incorporated it into entertainment. In the Colosseum, lions were released to fight slaves, criminals, and gladiators, creating a spectacle that was both bloody and symbolic. Wild beast versus human civilization. This further reinforced the image of the lion as a transcendent creature, representing the natural forces that humans aspired to conquer. Although not native to China, lions are extremely popular in East Asian art and religion. They were introduced through trade with India, especially through the spread of Buddhism. In Chinese culture, lions have become guardian beasts, often carved into pairs of stone statues placed in front of palace gates, mausoleums, and temples. People believe that lions have the ability to suppress evil spirits, protect sacred places, and royal power. In particular, the image of stone kylin or stone lion has had a profound influence on architecture and decorative arts for many centuries. In Japan and Korea, the lion image was also adopted through Buddhism. The statues of Komainu Japan or Heda Korea in the form of lions, placed at the entrance of temples, represent the function of protection and majesty. Since the Middle Ages in Europe, the lion has been the most popular symbol in heraldry, coats of arms, and military art. The reason is simple: lions represent courage, chivalry, and royal power. Many monarchs have chosen to include lions on their coats of arms, flags, or coats of arms, such as the Three Lions of England or the Lion of Scotland. In Christian literature, the lion is considered a symbol of Saint Mark, one of the four evangelists, because the lion's roar is likened to the powerful voice of the gospel. At the same time, the lion also appears in many Western fables and fairy tales, often playing the role of strong, intelligent, or proud. In modern times, lions still maintain a strong appeal in popular culture. Disney's animated film, The Lion King 1994 has carved out the image of the lion as an emotional, psychologically profound character, both majestic and relatable. The Lion King is not only a successful film, but also contributed to making the lion a global symbol of family, inheritance, responsibility, and the cycle of life. In addition, the MGM Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Film Studio logo with a roaring lion is also one of the most familiar images in the world of cinema. In sports, many football clubs and national teams use the image of the lion as their symbol, for example the Three Lions of the England team. In popular culture, from comics, games to rock music, the image of the lion continues to be a powerful source of inspiration. When taken together, one common thread can be seen. The lion has always been associated with power, strength, protection, and majesty. Whether in Egyptian, Indian, Greek, Chinese, or European culture, the lion is not simply a predator, but also a sacred symbol. However, each culture has its own interpretation. Sometimes the lion is the embodiment of a god, sometimes a symbol of a king, sometimes a trophy proving human strength. This presents an interesting paradox. Humans both fear and admire the lion. We regard it as an enemy in the arena, but we also honor it as a guardian deity. That is why the lion has maintained the title of king of beasts not only in nature, but also in the minds of humans throughout thousands of years of history. In human history, few animals have been as closely associated with human imagination, religion, art, and as a symbol of power as the lion. While in the previous section we learned about its biology, behavior, and ecological role, here the cultural spiritual aspect of the lion really makes clear why it is called king of the beasts. The ancient Egyptians revered the lion as a symbol of strength and protection. The war goddess Sekhmet, one of the most feared deities in Egyptian mythology, had the head of a lion and the body of a woman. Sekhmet was considered the instrument of punishment of mankind, but was also the goddess of medicine and healing. The image of the lion is associated with the power of the sun, vengeance, and the ability to destroy. In addition, lions often appeared on the thrones, monuments, amulets, and tombs of the pharaohs. The carving of lions meant eternal protection for the soul of the king. Reliefs and frescoes in Egyptian temples also show scenes of pharaohs hunting lions, a ritual to demonstrate the power and legitimacy of their rule. In Mesopotamia, lions were symbols of gods and military power. Famous sculptures such as the Lion Hunt of King Ashurbanipal in Nineveh 7th century BC depict the Assyrian king hunting and killing mighty lions. These reliefs not only reflect the royal pleasure of hunting, but also serve as a metaphor. The king's victory over the mightiest animal means that he can subdue his enemies and maintain cosmic order. The lion here had a dual role. It was both a terrifying threat and a source of affirmation of the king's power. The Mesopotamians believed that lion hunting was a sacred act associated with divine protection. In Hinduism, Vishnu has an incarnation called Narasimha, half man, half lion, who represents justice and the destruction of evil. Narasimha is widely worshipped as a symbol of courage, protection, and devotion. In Buddhism, the lion also plays a special role. The Buddha is often called the lion of the Shakya clan Shakyasimha. The lion's roar is likened to the roar of truth, an undeniable resonance. Lion images also appear on many Buddhist structures, the most typical of which is the Ashoka pillar 3rd century BC, with four lions facing for directions, today the national emblem of India. In Greek mythology, the lion is associated with the hero Hercules in Roman. One of Heracles' 12 labors was to slay the Nemean lion, an invincible beast with impenetrable hide. After defeating it with sheer strength, Heracles donned the lion's skin as armor, becoming a symbol of invincibility and victory over death. The ancient Greeks and Romans also often placed lion statues at city gates, cemeteries, and public buildings to protect against evil spirits. In sculptures, mosaics, and coins, lions appear as a mark of power, military might, and glory. In Chinese culture, although the tiger is considered the king of the jungle, the lion still plays a very important symbolic role. The reason is that ancient China did not have a native lion. This image was introduced via the Silk Road, associated with India and Buddhism. Upon contact, the Chinese mythologized the lion, turning it into a stone lion Shai placed in front of the gates of temples, pagodas, and palaces. A pair of stone lions, one male, one female, symbolize protection, the balance of yin and yang, and the authority of the family. To this day, this image remains very popular. During the Middle Ages, the lion was the ultimate symbol of courage, honor, and loyalty. It appeared in the coats of arms, flags, and coats of arms of many European kingdoms. From England, Scotland, Norway, to Bohemia, the image of the mighty lion on coats of arms represented royal power and chivalry. In Christian art, the lion sometimes has contradictory meanings. It is both the personification of Christ, the Lion of Judah, and a symbol of the devil, the one who preys on the weak soul. This reflects the ambiguous nature of the animal in the human imagination. In particular, fables from this period often depict the lion as a just king, but sometimes also as arrogant, easily outwitted by wise men. This shows that although revered, the lion is still personified as a character with strengths and weaknesses. Nowhere is the lion more closely associated with cultural life than in Africa, its homeland. In the legends of many tribes, the lion is an ancestral spirit, a symbol of bravery and wisdom. The Maasai people of Kenya and Tanzania consider killing a lion in the past a rite of passage for warriors. Many African cultures regard the lion as a messenger of the gods, a balance between life and death. Folk tales often portray the lion as both noble and fearsome, a just king and a ruthless predator. Today, the lion still holds a special place in global popular culture. From Studio Logos MGM, sports icons, to popular films like The Lion King, the lion has become a global symbol of courage, family, and life. But alongside that admiration comes concern. As lions in the wild decline, does the glorious image we see on screen reflect reality? Modern culture sometimes idealizes lions, but that also drives us to protect them. It can be seen that the lion is not only an animal, but also a cultural mascot of humanity. From Egypt to India, from China to Europe, from Africa to Hollywood, the image of the lion is always associated with power, justice, strength, and protection. This explains why for thousands of years, people still call it king of beasts, not only in the natural world but also in the symbolic world. If in the previous sections we have delved into biology, evolutionary history, and the role in the ecosystem, then here we need to broaden our perspective. Lions not only exist in nature, but are also a symbol throughout civilizations, even becoming one of the most used images in art, architecture, religion, and contemporary popular culture. The image of the lion has transcended the role of a predator to become a symbol of power, wisdom, strength, courage, and even divinity. In Egypt, lions appear on reliefs, monuments, stone carvings, and even temples. The Egyptians considered lions to be the embodiment of war power, associated with protective gods. The goddess Sekhmet, the lion-headed deity, is the embodiment of destruction, but also has the power to protect the pharaoh. In many temples, the image of a lion standing guard is seen as an amulet, warding off evil spirits and affirming the king's supreme authority. In ancient Mesopotamia, lions were also depicted on many basalt or terracotta reliefs. The Ishtar Gate in Babylon's 6th century BC is decorated with rows of enameled lion reliefs representing the power and might of the empire. For the Babylonians, the lion was a symbol of the goddess Ishtar, the goddess of love and war. In ancient Greece, the lion appeared in mythology as the opponent of Heracles in his first labor, the slaying of the Nemean lion. Since then, the image of a lion's skin and head has become a symbol associated with the hero. Pottery vases, bronze statues, and temple sculptures all depict the lion as the embodiment of challenge and strength. In Indian culture, the lion has a particularly important position. The Sarnath lion statue, the Asoka pillar of the 3rd century BC, is today the national emblem of India. The lion here is associated with Buddhism, symbolizing the sound of the Buddha's Dharma, the lion's roar that resounds throughout the world. In Hindu art, the god Vishnu sometimes appears in the form of Narasimha, half-man, half-lion, to destroy evil spirits. From Europe to Asia, it is not difficult to find images of lions in architecture. In China, pairs of stone lions placed in front of the gates of palaces, temples, mausoleums, or noble residences are symbols of protection, representing authority and warding off evil spirits. Called stone lions or gatekeeper lions, they are often sculpted in a majestic sitting position, one foot resting on a bull male lions or holding a cub female lions. In medieval and Renaissance Europe, lion statues appeared in many squares, castles, and cathedrals. The Lion of Florence, also known as Marzocco, was a symbol of freedom of the Republic of Florence. Reliefs, stone columns, and city gates all featured lions as an affirmation of strength and justice. Even in Islamic art, which was restricted to depicting living creatures, lions were an exception. The most famous is the lion found in the Alhambra Palace, Granada, Spain, with 12 marble lions supporting a basin, symbolizing royal power and eternity. Few animals are as widely used in national and military symbols as the lion. Europe, England, Scotland, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, the Czech Republic all have lions in their coats of arms. England's 3 lions have become the national football symbol. Scotland has a red lion on a yellow field, a symbol known as the royal banner. Asia, India uses the lion of Sarnath as its national emblem. Sri Lanka has a lion holding a sword on its national flag. Africa, many former colonial countries have also inherited the image of the lion in their symbols, notably Ethiopia, where the lion is associated with the Lion of Judah symbol in Ethiopian Christian tradition. In military heraldry, the lion often represents courage and indomitability. Medieval European knights often depicted lions on their shields or standards to affirm the power of their clan. Lions appear repeatedly in the Bible and are described as symbols of both power and danger. The Lion of Judah became a symbol of Jesus in Christianity. Conversely, the devil is sometimes likened to a roaring lion. In classical literature, the lion is both a symbol and a character. Aesop's fables often use the lion as a metaphor for power, to criticize arrogance or to exalt justice. In the East, in Buddhist stories, the lion's roar symbolizes ultimate wisdom. Today, the lion continues to live on in film, television, brand logos, sports, and even music. Cinema. Disney's animated film, The Lion King 1994 brought the lion to billions of viewers around the world. The character Simba is not just a lion cub, but also a symbol of maturity, responsibility, and courage. Brand logo, MGM Studios is famous for the image of a roaring lion opening each film. Many universities, Sports clubs and brands also choose lions as their symbols because of their strength and reliability. Sports. In addition to the England team's 3 lions, many clubs around the world such as Aston Villa, Chelsea, Lion, use lions in their logos. Music. The lion sleeps tonight, or Eye of the Lion, are songs associated with the image of this animal in popular culture. In symbolic psychology, the lion is often seen as an image of strong instincts and hidden powers in the human unconscious. Carl Jung once considered the lion an archetype, a symbolic archetype representing the wild side, strength and ego that humans need to face and reconcile. In contemporary life, many people choose lion tattoos as a way to express bravery, courage, or the spirit of protecting their family. Quotes related to lions and courage appear everywhere in media products, affirming that this image still retains unchanging appeal. The image of the lion has been present in almost every aspect of human culture. From ancient art to modern cinema, from religious symbols to brand logos, the lion is not only the king of beasts in nature, but also a symbolic king in the human mind. Such enduring presence proves that this animal not only impresses with its physical strength, but also touches the depths of human imagination and aspirations. Entering the modern era, the image of the lion is no longer limited to religion, myth, or politics as in the past, but has become a living part of popular culture, art, and commerce. From international brand logos, cartoon characters, sports icons, to epic movies, the lion continues to affirm its position as a common language of power, courage, and pride. This section will delve into how the lion symbol has evolved and been transformed in the modern global context. The lion image can be said to have reached its peak of popularity through cinema, especially with 2 immortal symbols, MGM's Leo the Lion and Walt Disney's The Lion King. Leo the Lion Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Since 1917, MGM has used the image of a roaring lion head in a circular frame as the opening logo for every film. This is one of the most famous movie logos in the world. The powerful roar of the lion in the MGM logo has been associated with the memories of many generations, creating the impression that the lion is not only a wild animal, but also represents the majesty and power of the art of cinema. Interestingly, MGM has used up to 7 different lions in its history, but the public generally calls them Leo the Lion. The Lion King 1994 and later. Disney's animated film is the work that brought the image of lions closer to all audiences around the world. The character Simba, from a weak lion cub to becoming king of all beasts, is the perfect symbol of the journey of adulthood. Perhaps, MGM has used up to 7 different lions in its history, but the public generally calls them Leo the Lion. The Lion King 1994 and later. Disney's animated film is the work that brought the image of lions closer to all audiences around the world. The character Simba, from a weak lion cub to becoming king of all beasts, is the perfect symbol of the journey of adulthood. In addition, lions have also appeared in many famous documentaries of BBC, National Geographic, or Netflix, often used as the main character representing the wild power of Africa. Series such as Planet Earth, Our Planet, or Big Cat Diary have contributed to making the image of lions a symbol of wild nature that needs to be protected. Lions are popular in sports because they are associated with fighting spirit, strength, and loyalty, qualities that any team or athlete would like to represent. In football, the England national team is nicknamed the 3 Lions, based on the British coat of arms, which features 3 lions. Many European clubs also use lions as their logos, such as Aston Villa, Chelsea with a blue lion holding a stick, or Galatasaray of Turkey. In the Olympics and sports federations, the lion often appears in the logos of sports associations in Africa, Europe, and Asia. It is both indigenous associated with Africa, the natural home of the lion, and global, evoking the spirit of international competition. In branding, many companies, banks, beer and car companies have chosen lions as their symbols. For example, the French car company Peugeot with its prominent lion logo, the Dutch bank ING with its orange lion logo, or the famous lion beer in Sri Lanka. The choice of lions is not only to create prestige and trust, but also to evoke feelings of strength, luxury, and reliability. In many major cities around the world, lion statues are still used as symbols of protection and power. Europe. Trafalgar Square in London has four giant bronze lions guarding Nelson's Column. In Italy, the city of Venice is famous for its winged lion symbol, associated with Saint Mark, the city's patron saint. Asia. Many Asian countries adopted the lion symbol from Indian and Chinese culture. Stone lions are often placed in front of palaces, temples, and even banks and hotels in modern society. In particular, Singapore, whose name means Lion City, takes the image of the lion as the soul of the country, with the Merlion symbol lion head, fish body becoming the pride of international tourism. Contemporary art, modern paintings, sculptures, and graffiti often use lions as symbols of freedom, rebellion, or the desire for power. Many street artists have painted lions in bright colors as a way to assert their individuality. Even in the digital age, the lion remains spiritual and symbolic. Many meditation, yoga, and self-development groups use the lion as a symbol of mindfulness and inner strength. Buddhism and Hinduism still maintain the tradition of considering the lion's roar as the Dharma, the supreme truth that resonates throughout the world. New Age. In many new spiritual communities, the lion is considered a spirit animal representing confidence, leadership, and honesty. Today, with the explosion of social media and digital commerce, lions appear more widely than ever. Lion images are everywhere on startup logos, online games, as sports icons, and even NFTs. In the gaming industry, lion characters are often built as bosses or powerful heroes, symbolizing invincibility. In the digital space, the lion is no longer just an animal, but has become a global avatar for all values related to strength, trust, and pride. Over thousands of years, the lion has maintained its position as a symbol of power and strength, but at the same time, it has adapted and transformed to suit new contexts. From an ancient guardian deity, the lion has entered the cinema screen, brand logos, stadiums, and the digital world. It is this ability to reconcile tradition and modernity that has helped the lion continue to be the king of beasts, not only in nature but also in the human mind. Over millions of years of evolution, lions have demonstrated incredible adaptability and survival power. From the giant cave lions of the Ice Age to the lion prides that roam Africa today, their footprints are deeply ingrained in the evolutionary history of nature and human culture. However, entering the 21st century, the lion is no longer an invincible ruler. Faced with major environmental changes, human pressure, and the challenge of maintaining biodiversity, the future of the king of the beasts is at a critical juncture. One of the biggest factors affecting the long-term survival of lions is climate change. Global warming brings drought, wildfires, desertification, and water shortages. The African savannah, home to large lion prides, is witnessing more severe dry seasons and more erratic rainy seasons. This not only depletes drinking water sources, but also affects the number of antelopes, zebras, and buffaloes, the main prey of lions. The ecological imbalance leads to lions having to travel further to find food, increasing the risk of conflict with humans when they invade agricultural and livestock areas. This situation makes the relationship between humans and lions increasingly tense, leading to the risk of being hunted or killed to protect livestock. Another less noticed but long-term problem is the loss of genetic diversity. When lion populations are divided into small, scattered groups, inbreeding can increase, leading to the phenomenon of species degradation, poor resistance, low birth rate, and easy spread of diseases. Some studies show that Asiatic lions in India, concentrated mainly in the Gir forest, are in a serious genetic bottleneck situation. The entire population of over 600 individuals all descend from a very small previous group, making genetic diversity extremely limited. If an outbreak of disease occurs, the risk of wiping out the entire population is entirely possible. However, humans are not completely out of the game. Modern technology is opening up new directions in lion conservation. Satellites and drones help track the movements of lion prides over large areas. GPS systems attached to lion collars provide real-time data, helping scientists better understand hunting behavior, migration, and social relationships within the pride. In addition, biotechnology also contributes to conservation by storing lion genes, cells, and even sperm and eggs in life banks. Some scientists are studying the possibility of artificial insemination and surrogacy using closely related species to ensure that lions have a better chance of survival in an emergency. Nature reserves remain key to protecting lions. Lands such as the Serengeti in Tanzania, the Masai Mara in Kenya, or the Okavango Delta in Botswana are not only paradise for lions, but also dream destinations for millions of international tourists. Ecotourism has become an important source of finance to maintain conservation activities, from paying rangers, building anti-poaching fences, to educating local communities. However, tourism is not always entirely positive. To many tourists, and the intrusion of motorized vehicles can also disrupt the natural life of lions. Therefore, a sustainable management strategy is needed, balancing economic development and protecting the habitat of this animal. An important factor that is often overlooked in conservation is the role of local communities. People living near protected areas often have a direct relationship with lions, both as a risk lions attacking livestock and as an opportunity income from tourism. If they only see lions as a threat, the possibility of conflict and killing this animal is very high. On the contrary, if they benefit from conservation, they will become the strongest force to protect lions. Some models have proven effective, such as sharing tourism profits with local people or creating jobs from the protected areas themselves: tour guides, rangers, service staff. Then, lions are not just distant symbols, but become part of livelihoods, a source of practical value. Ultimately, the survival of the lion is not just an African or Indian issue, it is a global responsibility. The lion has become a cultural symbol of humanity, appearing in national emblems, in art, in language, in religion. Its disappearance is not just the loss of an animal, but a rupture in the shared history of humans and nature. In the face of global climate change, transboundary poaching and land use change, international cooperation is needed more than ever. International conventions, conservation funds, NGOs and individuals can all play a part in keeping the roar of lions alive on this planet. Despite the myriad challenges facing the lion, there is still a strong vitality within it. Photos of lion cubs frolicking in the Serengeti sunset, fierce battles between males fighting over territory, or the sight of a pride joining forces to bring down a giant buffalo all remind us that nature is still there, the wilderness is still there, and it is up to humans to keep it alive. The future of lions will depend not only on their survival instincts, but also on the choices humans make today. If we choose the path of exploitation to exhaustion, lions will gradually disappear, becoming memories in books and museums. But if we choose the path of conservation, lions will continue to roar on the savannah, reminding humanity of the balance, power and eternal beauty of nature. Lions, despite their decline in the wild, continue to have a strong presence in the human psyche through art, culture, and popular media. In this final section, we will look at the image of the lion in art, past and present, its influence in entertainment, and the future prospects of the king of beasts in a changing modern world. In ancient art, lions were carved, depicted, and sculpted as symbols of power. In ancient Egypt, the Sphinx, with the body of a lion and the head of a human, was a testament to the belief that this animal possessed divine protective powers. In Mesopotamia, reliefs depicting Assyrian kings hunting lions were not only a reflection of royal entertainment, but also a political statement. The king was strong enough to subdue nature's most ferocious beast. In Greece, the image of Heracles fighting the Nemean lion was reproduced on countless ceramic vases, stone statues, and reliefs, becoming a symbol of indomitable spirit. In Asian art, especially India and China, the lion has a sacred meaning. In Buddhism, the lion's roar is a metaphor for enlightened wisdom. In China, pairs of stone lions are often placed in front of palace gates and temples, symbolizing protection and prosperity. The art of stone lion sculpture has become an indispensable part of traditional Chinese architecture, extending its influence to Vietnam, Japan, and Korea. In medieval Europe, the image of the lion appeared densely on family heraldry, flags, national emblems, and architectural works. England, the Netherlands, Belgium, Norway, Sweden, the Czech Republic, all chose the lion as their national mascot. On many Gothic churches, lions were carved as symbols of divine power against darkness and evil. In Renaissance literature and painting, Lions also became a source of inspiration to praise the virtues, pride, and sometimes the dangers of nature. Entering the 20th and 21st centuries, lions still hold a prominent position in the collective imagination, but are represented in new media, cinema, comics, video games, brand logos, etc. In cinema, the most famous work is certainly Disney's The Lion King 1994, which became a global phenomenon, shaping the image of the lion as a symbol of courage, family love, and the cycle of life. The characters Simba, Mufasa, and Scar are not only imprinted in children's memories, but also portray many aspects of human personality through the image of the lion. In addition, lions also appear in famous documentaries such as Planet Earth, Our Planet, The Last Lions, where they are depicted as both powerful and fragile in the face of extinction. In branding, the lion is the mascot of the MGM Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer film studio with its iconic opening roar. Sports clubs, especially football, also use lions in their logos such as Chelsea FC, Aston Villa, or the England team, the Three Lions. In literature and games, the character Aslan in the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis is one of the most meaningful lion images, both a great king and a symbol of sacrifice and justice. In video games, lions often appear as monsters, bosses, or symbols of power. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychoanalysis, saw the lion as a symbol of the instinctive and dark power of the human soul, a side that needs to be controlled, but is also a source of great creative energy. In modern society, the image of the king of the jungle is often used in advertising and communication to evoke feelings of strength, courage, and superiority. The lion is also the symbol of the zodiac sign Leo, associated with pride, leadership, and the desire to shine. In contemporary art, many artists continue to exploit this image to reflect the relationship between humans and nature, or to emphasize the contradiction between power and fragility. Today, the number of wild lions in Africa is only about 20,000, a decrease of more than 90% compared to 200 years ago. This raises the question, will the lion only exist in culture and art in the future, or will the king of all beasts continue to roar in the grasslands? Conservation programs such as the Lion Recovery Fund, African parks, or the local Maasai community in Kenya are trying to bring the lion back. If successful, the image of the lion in the future will not only be a legend in movies or monuments, but also a testament to the companionship between humans and nature. Throughout thousands of years of history, from Assyrian reliefs, Egyptian sphinxes, Chinese stone lions, to the animated film The Lion King, lions have never lost their status as a global symbol. They are both the embodiment of biological strength and a metaphor for power, courage, and the desire to conquer. But at the same time, they are also a reminder of the fragility of nature, that even the king of the beasts can fall at the hands of humans if we do not act. The image of the lion, therefore, is not only in art or legend, but also a call to preserve life, respect nature, and preserve what is most precious for future generations. Because a world without the roar of lions would be a poorer world, both biologically and spiritually.